Nesta Gibbs with ThaBoxingvoice.com in association with FightHype.com here with heavyweight Michael Coffie. So I wanted to get your thoughts, obviously, on Errol Spence. He got the big fight. I like to call it the Willy Wonka ticket. He's going to get to fight Manny Pacquiao. I mean, if you're Earl, you got to be happy with Al. I mean, you're getting Pacquiao for 2-year layoff. And allegedly, based off my interview with Gilberto Mendoza, the belt will be on the line. Ugas won't be super champion. Champion in recess Pacquiao should be reinstated. What's your thoughts on that unification bout?
Earl for the win. Errol Spence for the win. I've been seeing a lot of stuff where some people are saying Pacquiao gonna knock Earl out, like Pacquiao in 6 and all those stuff. I'm like, hey, my choice is based off of reality, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like Earl Spence.
But reality is Pacquiao just took out Keith, who's young,
who also would have got taken out by Earl Spence.
Okay, but Sean didn't take him out. Danny didn't take him out.
And Earl Spence took them out.
I mean, he didn't knock out Danny.
He didn't knock him out, but he beat him convincing.
I mean, some argue that fight with Sean was tight.
It was.
Even with that knockdown.
I feel like the reason why it was tight is because Earl fought Sean Porter in his style. And he beat him at his style.
Or Sean Porter's style made Earl fight in that manner like he makes everybody else.
There was a little bit of animosity in that build-up. I feel like Earl Spence wanted to beat him at his own game. And he showed he could.
He says that he did want to do that, just like he did with Mikey. He said, you know, he wanted to beat those guys at their own game, but at the end of the day, there's still the possibility that you was forced to fight Porter's fight. That was Porter's fight.
And so let's say he was forced to fight.
When does Porter want to box?
He boxed the last guy he just fought.
Who, Formella?
The dude from
Formella from
he boxed
Germany.
He boxed the shit out of him. He went back and forth between boxing and then just like slugging him. You know what I mean? Let's say he was forced to fight Sean Porter's fight, right? He beat him at his own style.
But that's the thing. If that knockdown doesn't happen, a lot of people like, yo, that's a win for Porter or a draw.
Okay, then if the knockdown doesn't happen, it's a draw. He drawed with him at his own style. That's not Earl Spence. Freaking, if we going by those standards, then I would look at it like if
when the last time Earl been in the ring with a southpaw?
The last time he been in the ring with a southpaw?
Yeah, you can't remember. And the last time
is
nah, man, it's been years, man. It's been years.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
No, man, nobody. Not Algieri, not Lamont.
Algieri, that's what I was saying. Algieri, isn't he?
Not Lamont, none. And I might be wrong, and Earl might hear this and think I'm a hater, but I think the last time he faced a southpaw, it was on PBC when he was a prospect and he got hurt. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the African dude?
Yeah. Oh, so you seen him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know why I like?
And that African ain't Pacquiao.
Okay, but that was Earl Spence.
We talking about
that was like Earl Spence's 10th or 11th fight.
He never fought another southpaw.
Hey, I mean,
and now you about to fight arguably the best southpaw in boxing.
And
definitely the most awkward. Definitely the most awkward, right?
Yeah. And that same southpaw is about to fight arguably the best, the best southpaw in the welterweight division. Also, it works both ways.
Are you really about to say Earl's the best southpaw when Crawford fights out the southpaw position?
I said arguably.
Oh, because he want to argue, y'all.
No, because we've already had this conversation about Terrence Crawford or Earl Spence, and you know my pick. We've argued this. You know what I'm saying? You know my pick. But I'm not biased.
Who's your pick?
I picked Terrence Crawford. That's who I picked.
So why would you say arguably the best welterweight?
Because
southpaw.
Because there's an argument for who's the best welterweight right now. Arguably, it's out of two guys, in my opinion. It's either Terrence Crawford or it's Earl Spence. Some people gonna lean towards Terrence Crawford. Like me, I would probably edge it to Terrence Crawford. But I would be a fool to just dismiss the people who go for Errol Spence. Like, what do you mean? Terrence Crawford will walk all over Errol Spence. I don't believe that to be true neither.
So if Pacquiao beats him, I've been asking every professional boxer and trainer, if he beats Earl, does that surpass Mayweather's legacy, or does that loss to Mayweather never allow you to surpass him?
No, I still don't believe that it surpasses Mayweather's legacy. I personally believe that Mayweather has done, it's going to take a lot for one individual fighter to pass what Mayweather has done.
Yeah, but at 40 years old and over 40, Pacquiao, if hypothetically speaking he beats Earl, would have beaten Broner, Thurman, Earl in his 40s.
Okay, and that's by choice.
So we make George Foreman great for winning a world title after 40 when he beat Michael Moore. I mean, this dude ain't just win a world title. He beaten 3 of the most youngest, lively welterweights and 140 pounders out there.
But it's by choice. Who's to say that if Mayweather didn't stay in, he wouldn't have beat all these guys? We don't know. So therefore, we can only go off of like his accomplishments as an active boxer. We're not talking about this last fight. We're talking about as an active boxer. You know what I'm saying? Where the fights count for his record. I still think he's done so much more. Everybody gets so caught up on his last 6 fights when he fought in a style. And even hold on. Everybody tries to say, Mayweather is a runner, right? He's a runner in all this, right? Whenever I hear somebody say that, I look at it like, oh, you must have just started watching Mayweather fight his last 6 fights when he signed that Showtime deal. Because he didn't run against Canelo. He fought Canelo in the pocket for the most of the fight. He fought him in the pocket and he beat him. Convincingly beat him. Arguably every round. And then look at when he was Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy could have went with hardly getting touched. He could have kept their connection percentage very low. But Pretty Boy would bite down on his mouthpiece and go in there and bang. He would bang, he would box. He would bang, he would box. And get the job done and win. Man, listen, Mayweather has done too much.
So Pacquiao could do nothing to surpass that legacy.
I didn't say he could do nothing, but I don't think just beating, if he was to beat Earl, which I don't see happening. But if he was
exactly though, you don't see it happening, but then if he becomes unified at 40, like 4 or 3 or 2, that's crazy.
People also didn't see Mayweather beating Canelo until he beat him, and then that's when it became, it's because he got him early. When in any other circumstance, what do they say? The younger fighter has the advantage. But somehow Mayweather beats the younger fighter. All of a sudden, he got him early. If he would have got him in his prime, Mayweather wasn't in his prime when he beat him.
You love yourself some Mayweather.
Cause he's nice. Like it's undeniable. Anybody acting
why he didn't get that knockout versus Logan Paul, bum ass?
Logan Paul was a heavyweight. Everybody's so stuck on, but he's not a boxer. It doesn't matter. You think put Monster Inoue in the ring with a 250-pound regular average Joe street fighter.
Bruh.
Them punches ain't doing nothing.
He should have stopped him to the body. You know it and I know it. You expected him to stop this novice.
How could you stop a dude who weighs like 215 pounds and he's hugging you the whole fight?
Because he's not as accurate as you. He doesn't understand the sport like you.
He was hugging him.
First of all, it's Mayweather's fault. He ain't use a jab. You know it. He ain't use no jab.
Because he didn't have to against a 215-pound
If he used the jab, he probably would have got some body work in.
He was hitting him with this.
He'd have got some body work in. He'd used that jab and maybe he'd have stopped that dude. He was fighting like it was a 12-round fight. He fought like a 12-round fight.
Bottom line, what I saw a welterweight go in there and beat a heavyweight. I saw a welterweight beat a heavyweight. And the heavyweight, who was initiating all the clinches?
The heavyweight.
Exactly. How can I punch someone who keeps hugging me? And then when we're hugging, and when they in the clinch and the ref is saying break, he wouldn't let him go.
I don't know, man. I thought he was going to give us a knockout, honestly. I was let down.
I knew he was going to win. I tell you that much. and mind you, apparently there was no judges, so there's no official winner or loser. But
which is even worse.
To give Logan Paul
exactly, Logan got a moral victory.
No, you can't give him moral victory.
He got a moral. He went 8 with Floyd, Money, Mayweather.
Nah, son.
Bruh, you crazy.
Moral victories don't count.
I get in the ring with Floyd and go 8. I'm good.
I think it's more so just because it's Mayweather. Because they also tried to give the moral victory to Conor McGregor. Oh, no, yes. No. They said Conor McGregor was going to win. Then he loses, and then what do they say? Oh, for someone who's never boxed before, he did pretty good. No, he didn't. He did horrible. They also tried to give the moral victory. The first Wilder Fury fight. They tried to give Fury the moral victory. No. Listen, you won or you lost. That's it.
Or you drew.
Those are the only things that I see when I go on boxing. Yeah. Like, I don't see no M that signifies moral victory. That doesn't count.
Majority decision.
You know what I'm saying?
Moral decision. Nah. All right. Well, thank you.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingvoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.